Welcome to today's chair upper body strength class. I'm Coach Lindsay. Thank you so much for joining me as always. So today what you're gonna need is, of course, a chair. It's Chair Tuesday. We're doing everything in the chair, which is beautiful. It's very low impact on the lower body, but we're still gonna get a great strength mobility session out of the upper body today. So make sure your chair doesn't have any wheels, no armrests on that chair. Make sure you can kind of sit in it nice and comfortably. Your feet hit the ground on that chair. That's very important. And then because it is a strength class, we're gonna need a set or a few sets of weights. So we're gonna be working two muscle groups today, mostly shoulders, but also throwing in some biceps as well. And so for those shoulder exercises, you're gonna need a little bit of a lighter weight. I have 3 pounds for reference. I would go anything from 1 to 5. And then for biceps, you will need a little bit of a heavier weight. I have 8 pounds for reference. You can do 5 to 10, maybe even some 12s. If you only have one set of weights, that's perfectly fine. You can always drop your weights for those shoulder sessions. If your weight's a little bit heavier, you can kind of modify with some objects around the house as well. So let's go ahead and get started in our warm up, and then we'll talk a little bit about the class today. So first things first, with chair, especially upper body chair exercises, we want to make sure our core is engaged. Our feet sit flat on the ground. So you're going to want to sit a little bit forward in that chair, making sure your feet sit flat on the ground and you have a good 90-degree angle with that knee. And then you're tucking your pelvis just slightly so that you're not arching your back. A lot of times when we sit in a chair, it's natural for us to arch our back, or we kind of hunch, right? And that's not really good for our back or our posture. So open up the chest, tuck the pelvis under, squeeze that belly button towards your spine, and let's get into some shoulder mobility. So we're going to do some shoulder shrug circles. Say that 10 times fast. Bringing those shoulders up towards the ears, opening up the chest slightly. Keep those arms close to your side here. Excellent. Stay nice and tall. So key, like I said, keep your back straight. It's easy to get complacent through a shoulder exercise or an upper body exercise. When you get tired, you kind of want to slum down. So I'll remind you probably multiple times. But make sure that we are keeping that form. Even though we're in a chair, we're not here to do things the easy way, okay? So this time, bring your elbows in with the shoulder shrug. So we're kind of getting a little bit more with our range of motion here, bringing those elbows up a little bit. Really open up that chest and squeeze those shoulder blades as you come down with those shoulders. Excellent. Let's go ahead and bring it into a full arm circle this time. So kind of like you're doing the backstroke, nice and big. Really, oh, that's a nice stretch. Open up that chest as you bring those arms down. Excellent. So today's class, we have 3 kind of different sets of work here. It's all in technically one set, but we're going to be doing 2 exercises, 30 seconds each, and then we have a minute rest. So lots of rest today, equal parts rest to work ratio, which is nice. And we're going to repeat the whole thing twice. So we have 2 exercises of shoulders, 2 of bicep, and then 2 more of shoulders. And then we'll go through the thing one more time. So lots of repetition today, really good for muscle memory and muscle building. So let's get into an IYWT stretch. So bring those arms up, reach nice and tall. And then we're gonna get into a Y. So open up the body into a Y, but we're not doing the YMCA today, don't worry. Get into a W, open up that chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then into a T. So we lift our arms up, palms up to the sky, and then we head into it again. So I, nice and tall here, Y, W, and T. Excellent. 2 more times. I, Y, W, and T. Last one. I, Y, W, and T. Excellent. Shake those arms out. One last warm up mobility exercise here. We're going to get into that Y, and we're going to bring the shoulders down. So we're basically taking just the Y part into the W part of that first stretch that we did. So bring your arms up to that Y, and then bring those elbows down. Really open up the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, and then back up. This is great for mobility of the shoulders. I know a lot of us that struggle with shoulder mobility. Anything above the head is a little tough and a little bit tight, so that's okay. If you can't get your arms all the way up above the head, if you have a slight bend in the elbow, that's perfectly fine. You go to your desired range of motion today. Remember, this is your workout. I'm just here to guide you. Let's do 2 more. And last one here. Excellent. Shake those arms out. I'm going to show you the first set. We'll rest, I'll show you the second, we'll rest, I'll show you the third, and then we'll go through it one more time, okay? So first exercise, we're gonna do shoulder press. This is where you're gonna wanna grab your heavier set of weights. So with that shoulder press, this is where core engagement is extremely important because we have weights above our head. I have a modification for you for those of you that don't like to go above the head, so stay tuned for that. But I like to stagger my legs a little bit so I'm really nice and steady underneath. I'm gonna bring those weights up to my ears, and then we're gonna press up and down, okay? So keeping everything nice and level. We don't want to come down too far with that press, right? We want to stay nice and level kind of with our elbow to our chest here. So if anything above the head is a little bit tough, you can go into a lateral raise in place of that shoulder press. And then that second exercise for this first little set is a lateral raise. So if you are doing lateral raises for the first one, you're going to be doing a lot of them, but this one's a little bit different. So we're going to start with those weights in hand, elbows bent. We're going to rotate up, extend the arms, and back down. Okay, so the full exercise is you bend, you come up, you extend, and come down. Okay, so we got 30 seconds of each. Let's go ahead and grab those heavier weights for that shoulder press. Go ahead and get into whatever feels best with your legs. You can stagger them, you can keep them flat on the ground, whichever. Just make sure that your pelvis is tucked a little bit, your core is tight, so that when we lift those weights, we're not arching our back in addition to that, okay? Let's go ahead and begin. We've got 30 seconds of these. Go at your own pace. So this is not because I'm not timing you, but because I'm giving you a timed set today, you don't have to go fast, okay? You can go slow, or you can go fast if you're a little bit looking to get a little bit more endurance out of this, or if you're more advanced in that strength department, okay? So up and down. Remember to stop, elbows in line with that chest. You've got 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Nice easy transition. Throw those bigger weights aside, grab those small weights. We're right into the other exercise. So bend those elbows, extend up, out, and down. Excellent. So up, out, and down. Nice job. So with this, similarly, we're keeping everything in line here. So elbows in line with your collarbone when you come up. So bicep curl a little bit, extend out, and down. Nice job. 3, 2, and 1. Finish out your repetition if you're in the middle, and you can drop those weights. So we have a minute rest here in between each 2 exercises. So you can roll those shoulders out, get a little bit of a shoulder stretch in. I'm gonna demo what we have coming up on deck, which is biceps, okay? So you still got 40 seconds in your rest. We're gonna start with eccentric curls. So what this means is our elbows are glued to our side. We have our heavier weights. We 1 second up and 3 seconds down. So this is allowing our bicep to have that time under tension with that eccentric motion. So quick up, 3, 2, 1, down, up, 3, 2, 1, down. Then if you can, keep those same weights in your hand. We rotate the wrist in for alternating hammer curl. So one arm, then the other, bringing that weight. Doesn't have to touch your shoulder, okay? Because then if you touch your shoulder, your elbow is gonna move. So keep that elbow glued to your side and come up with that weight, okay? Mighty family, grab your bigger weights if you can, or any kind of weights that feels best with bicep curls, and let's begin. So up 1, 3, 2, 1, and down. So it's gonna burn, right? Because our muscle doesn't like to hold that weight for a long time. So just breathe through it. If you find any pain or discomfort with this, drop your weights and do this with just your arms. Our arms weigh something, right? So you're gonna have some resistance. Excellent. Keep it going. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. We rotate right into hammer curls, okay? So again, nice and steady with that upper body. What I don't want to see is this. I don't want to see any rocking. You look a little silly like that, right? So stay nice and sturdy, elbows glued to the side. We hammer curl up, keeping that pelvis tucked so our back is nice and straight. Excellent. It's a little bit of a burner on the biceps. We're constantly moving those bicep muscles for 1 minute, so it's a little tough. You've got 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Toss those weights aside. Again, stretch it out. We've got a minute rest here. So last and final set before we go through everything again is some more shoulders. So the first exercise, you're gonna want your heavier weight. Again, just watch and listen for now. You're still in your cool down. So we're gonna do upright row. We're gonna have those palms facing in, weights close to our body. We row up, bring those weights just above the chest and come down, okay? So up and down, keeping that back nice and straight. What I don't wanna see is as we row up, we tilt back, and as we row down, we hunch, right? Again, core nice and tight. Then you're gonna grab your smaller weights and we're gonna do some more raises, okay? So this is gonna be a front raise where our palms are facing down and we're gonna come down. Then we're gonna rotate into a Y raise where the hands are kind of in that hammer curl position, okay? All right, mighty family, minute rest is over. Let's grab those heavier weights. Let's get into that upright row in 3, 2, and 1. So again, up to the chest and down. You can't really go down as far as you would if you were to do this standing because your legs are obviously in the way. So it feels a little silly as you're going down, but make sure you're really utilizing that pull up, okay? Excellent. I love doing exercises and picturing what you can do in the real life with these. I just picture grabbing a big bag of like soil for planting, right? You got to pick it up all the way up from that shelf. Excellent. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Drop those bigger weights. Grab your smaller weights and we're right into those raises. So front raise in line with the collarbone, we come down, we rotate into that Y raise, okay? So it's just an alternation of this. This is great for shoulder range of motion because you're rotating that shoulder joint in and out with that wrist rotation. Excellent. Stay nice and in line with your collarbone. It's always a good point of reference here for these raises. Nice job, mighty family. 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Drop those weights. Minute of rest here, then we go through everything one more time. So we're speeding through it, but we're keeping our muscles going, and that's a beautiful thing. So get some stretches in, shoulder stretches, shoulder shrugs, grab some water. We are halfway through the class officially, so we've got 30 seconds before we hop into shoulder presses again. Now, if you're modifying, totally fine. What I would encourage, now that you're halfway through this class and your shoulders are warmed up, they're mobile, try an overhead press or a shoulder press. If you can't do it after the first rep, that's fine, go to the raises, but challenge yourself a little bit and see what your body can do. You might be a little bit surprised. So grab those heavier weights. We're gonna hop into shoulder press. We've got about 5 seconds, so go ahead and get those weights up towards your ears. Nice goalpost motion here, and let's go ahead and begin. So pressing up, stopping at the chest, where the elbows are in line with your chest and coming back down. Excellent. Make sure, check in with your form. Your back is straight, your pelvis is tucked. We get tired, our body wants to take the easy way out. You got to tell it no. Excellent job. Over the head presses can be a little bit scary for those of you that have shoulder mobility, issues and problems. So it's okay to do just a couple at a time. Build up to it. Excellent. 3, 2, and 1. Finish out your repetition. Excellent. Drop those weights. Grab the smaller ones. We are into our bicep curl, elbow raise, out and down. Nice job. That transition is a little quick. I know we're going from one exercise to another, but you got this. Excellent. Up, out. Nice job. 10 seconds here. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath when you're strength training. You want to for sure. 3, 2, and 1. Finish out your set and drop those weights. 1 minute of rest here. We have those biceps on deck, everybody's favorite. That's why I just smash them in the middle, right? You're not excited for them, but you don't have to dread them at the end. They're just right there in the middle. We're gonna get them done and then we'll move on. So roll those shoulders back away from your ears, especially doing upper body. We kind of get a little tense, right? We want to get those shoulders up towards our ears. So roll them back, open up the chest, roll the neck out if you need to a little bit here. Nice job. Okay, 10 seconds before we begin. Grab those heavier weights or whatever weights you want, but I'm gonna go for my heavier ones still. Eccentric bicep curls. So as you remember, we start with our elbows glued to our side, 1 second up, 3-second countdown, and let's begin. So quick up, 3, 2, 1, down. Nice job. It's very, very tense in that bicep. Now we've done this already. We are moving our bicep for a whole minute straight. That's a lot. Now, if you haven't already, next time you take this class, count your repetitions that you get within these 30-second periods. And then what you can do is as you get stronger, you kind of try to beat those, repetitions that you can get in this time frame. 3 seconds here, 2, and 1. Rotate, alternating hammer curls right into it. So minimize the rocking here. Our body naturally wants to do it when we're doing isolation, right? Our body wants to do whoop and whoop. Nope, don't do that. Nice and straight in the chair. Excellent. Bending at the elbow only. Let that bicep do the work. Summer's coming. We want those arms to look great in those tank tops, right? But more importantly, we want to be able to garden. We want to be able to mow our lawns with our shoulders. We want to do everything, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Minute rest here. Roll those shoulders out. Go ahead and do a little bit of a bicep stretch here. So pull those fingertips towards your body, straighten out that arm. Nice stretch there. That feels kind of nice. 2 minutes of bicep curls doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're doing them consistently, it's quite a bit on the upper body there. Nice job. Roll those shoulders out. You can roll out the wrists if you need to. I know we have those weights in our hands for quite a long time. I love these rest periods just to kind of settle in and get prepared for the next exercise, which is exactly what we're gonna do. So upright rows on deck. Last and final set, then we get to stretch it out. So get those weights in your hand. We're gonna start with those palms in, weights close to our body. And let's go ahead and begin. 3, 2, and 1. So we're rowing up and down. Nice job. Keep that chest nice and open. Don't let your shoulders fall forward. This is an excellent posture exercise too. So if you're somebody who all your life maybe has sat at a computer and you're hunched a little bit, right? This is something great to really strengthen that upper body, the back, and the shoulders. Nice job. 10 seconds left. We're almost through the class. Breathe through each repetition. We're almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Toss those weights. We have our raises. Last and final time. So front raise, down, rotate the wrist, Y raise. Excellent. Up and up. Nice job. Keep that back straight. Breathe. Last exercise. If you get a little shaky or if your form starts to sacrifice, drop those weights, but we've got 10 seconds left here. You can hang on to it. I know you can. Nice job. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent job, mighty family. Drop those weights. We are done with the weights. Now we get to stretch it out. So bring those legs forward, flat on the ground. Let's get into a nice, easy shoulder stretch. So bring that left arm across the body, pull towards your chest, and then draw that shoulder down away from your ears. So we don't want to be up here with this stretch. We want to be nice and straight across the body. Maintain that good straight back here as you're stretching, and catch your breath. Though just a strength class, we still get our heart rates up. Definitely breaks the sweat a little bit there as well. Go ahead and switch sides. Right arm across this time. Deep breath. Nice job. Let's get into a tricep stretch. We didn't work our triceps, but we can still stretch them out because they're an accessory muscle to our shoulders. So one way to do this is bringing that arm up, pat yourself on the back, and then pull that elbow. If this is a little bit tough, bring it over and do it this way, okay? So you can do it above, kind of like you're wrapping your arm around your neck, pull that elbow toward you, or you can do this up above. This is a little bit tight on the shoulders, but by now, like I said, you should be pretty mobilized, hopefully, so it might feel okay. Excellent. Go ahead and switch. Oh, stretch out that chest. Other arm. Nice job. And go ahead and release. Last and final stretch. We're going to open up the chest and then go ahead and round. Cross your hands, rotate them out, and then round the upper back. So round those shoulders. Still keep that pelvis tucked. Just the upper back here rounded. And then we're gonna go ahead and reach up all the way, side, and back to the center, and side, and then back, and then open up that chest one last time. Nice job, mighty family. Thank you so much for joining me for today's chair upper body shoulder mobility strength class. That's probably not what the class is going to be called. I promise we'll shorten that up for you. But thank you so much for joining me. I will see you all on Thursday. Have a great day.